feet are straight ahead like this, again, we're exaggerating, they are YUGO tires or YUGO car. Right? So, because our body is on top, sitting on those small tires, thin tires. So that's why when you get touched, it feels like it's falling over. Okay? Once you go to a sport mode,
So when stepping like that, should the toes be straight ahead?
no. Oh, we didn't talk about toes? Let's talk about toes. Okay, so how should the toes be? You guys can continue if you want. You guys can listen in. All right, so how should the toes be? So what are you guys saying? It should be like this, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay. So how should the toes be if we're in the front stance?
Angled?
Angled? Why? So we've talked about this before. But we'll talk about it again. All right, so who do you want to use as an example? Should we use Mike? Okay, Mike, let's go. We'll use Mike as an example. All right, so how should the toe be? So go ahead and point your toes forward like you were saying. You're asking if the toes should be forward.
Well, I don't normally do that.
Okay.
That's more normal for me. But
Hope you're enjoying the content. If you do, please like and subscribe. It'd be very much appreciated. Also, if you're looking for some custom designed Energy Wing Chun t-shirts, please click in the description below. Thank you again, and back to the video.
that doesn't really work.
Huh? So if you, yeah, so let's say it's bladed, toes forward. Okay? So again, if I just touch him, oh, he didn't, oh, there we go, he fell. Okay? All right, now, still bladed. So when we do our horse stance and we're like this, right? And we turn our body, our feet, one is the back foot is slightly angled that way, okay? All right, so if I go here and I shift, remember, what controls the feet? The hips get us into the stance, okay? So when we turn, we don't want the knees to flare, okay? We want the knees to stay in its position. So if it's tucked in a little bit, your feet naturally will kind of have an angled foot. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. The back one will be more straighter, but slightly angled. Now, it shouldn't be completely straight like this. It has a slight angle because as you turn, this foot still has a slight angle. This one, and now we've got to tuck it in. All right. So why do we want that?
So you can press your knees in?
Press your knees in is one thing. Okay.
It creates the base so that it's harder to move you.
That's correct. But
So I'm thinking like if you have like a little plastic toy that has like little legs and the legs are both moving forward, like you said, it's easy to kind of like knock it over. But if you angle the little plastic feet to where like
it's more like a triangle shape.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
it has more surface area.
That's right.
To like not move around. Like you can still knock it over at some point, I'm sure, but
Yeah. So let's get Mike again.
it's more stable.
All right. Yeah, it's more stable.
Yeah.
But let's so we use an example. So go ahead, horse side stance. Okay. Feet together. Now rotate your hips facing the wall. Okay. See how his knee went out? He comes in, and see how his feet are. As you angle this in, this will start. This should have been here, and that should have been, and then he needs to square up his hip. Okay. So if we look at the shape of his feet right now. So this is pretty good, right? It's slightly angled, but not completely straight that way. Okay, it's slightly angled. This foot, again, if we were to put it straight out, we know it's very weak. It's a difference between, if we talk about cars, a sports car and a Versa. No, a YUGO. You ever heard of the YUGO?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, YUGO. Okay, so YUGO was an old car back in the days when we were
Yugoslavian.
Yeah, YUGO. So the thing, that was a very small car, kind of like my Versa right there, kind of small, even smaller than that, maybe by a little bit. That's pretty small, right? And so the slogan, we used to laugh at it because what was the slogan? You go nowhere. Because it was so bad, and the tires were like thin like this. Remember?
Really?
Yeah, so thin, like small, right? Like look like a little bit bigger than bicycle tires.
Very cheap car.
Yeah, very cheap car, very expensive, much like the Versa, but tires are very thin. Like that, it's actually kind of thick, like this, very thin. All right, so imagine what do you think the turning performance and stability of that car was relative to, say, I don't know, a sports car. With the sports car typically have what? Wide tires.
So they have more grip.
More
so that
grip.
They can, yeah.
Right, and when they turn corners, they don't flip over, right? The thinner the tires, the less turning radius, the stability, right? Even say we can even make it even more exaggerated. If it's raining and it's wet, what has more traction and more stability? The bigger tires, okay? So when your feet are straight ahead like this, again, we're exaggerating, they are YUGO tires or YUGO car, right? So, because our body is on top, sitting on those small tires, thin tires. So that's why when you get touched, it feels like it's falling over. Okay? Once you go to a sport mode, right? So YUGO now has a sport mode. You click it. Whoosh. Now the front tire and the back tire should be slightly angled too. Look how much surface area we created versus this. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay? Same thing with here. If I'm like this, and then if I turn it at an angle, look how much more I've gained, right? I was this, and now I have from here to here. It's much wider.
Yeah.
So you've converted your horse stance, or your horse, into sport mode, okay? And that's what will give you more stability and more, right? Because the issue is that you don't know when your opponent is going to strike you, when they're going to move in, when they're going to run, right? When they're going to try to wrestle you down or try to grapple you or whatever, right? And if you have a YUGO car that can't handle that because, there's no traction and no stability, you're going to go down much quicker. All right. Now, it's not a bad thing that we go down, right? Because we've already demonstrated that. We're okay with that. But the problem is you don't want to, right? If a guy's a grappler or a wrestler, where is he less, where is his least advantage is at?
Up top?
By standing, by striking, right? And so we want to fight where it's least advantageous for your opponent, right? And so if standing and we're in the eye of the hurricane, we should, if you do everything right, you should dominate. Now, again, it comes down to your skill level, but we don't want to give away people freebies. Not that we're afraid to be on the ground, but if he's great on the ground,
why would we go?
Why would we let him have that, without him having to work to have it? Does that make sense? He has to apply a lot of pressure to get you there versus you just giving it to him. So by having a stronger base, it allows you to then keep the advantage to where, because where's our advantage? Is it on the ground or standing?
It's standing, but we could use it on the ground too, right?
Yeah, so where's our advantage? And it could be neither of those answers, because it's neither of those answers. Where's our advantage?
It's in the eye of the hurricane.
Eye of the hurricane is our advantage. So we don't care where on ground or on top, as long as we understand that it's in the eye of the hurricane.
I kind of care if I'm standing.
That's your problem, not mine.
Wouldn't you rather be standing?
I don't really care where it goes because
Just a bit.
right. If you're standing and you can move, can the other person move? Yes. If you're both on the ground and he has, there's only a certain type of movement that you can do on the ground, but he's at the same rule set as you are in terms of movement. Now, they're trying to armbar you or trying to choke you out, and we're trying to do what? We're trying to fucking gouge your eyes, rip off your ear. Nut shots, break your throat, right? Break your arm maybe, but not through an armbar, but through Wing Chun. Okay, so, but that's all the range that we want to be in. So the range is what matters, right? So people will be like, oh, well, I'll fight long range than standing up. Great. What happens if we fight long range standing up?
Zoned out. It's bad.
So let's say Mike. So Mike's a karate guy, right? Used to be a karate guy. So Mike's going to use, not that I have kick, but I'm going to be outside the hurricane, right? But he's like, oh no. So I'm here, and he goes, oh. I show him some stuff. He goes, I wouldn't fight you like that, right? I'm going to fight you because I'm karate, long range, right? So we're going to be long range, right? So he wants to be. What do you want to be long range at? Just enough to punch me or kick me?
Kick you.
Kick me. All right. So I'm going to let him. So is he in kicking range? Yes, okay, right? That's the range he wants to fight at because Wing Chun won't work here.
Yeah.
All right, remember, this is a real fight, real self-defense. You want to use long range? Okay, fine. Let's use long range. Kick me. Right? So he can kick all he wants. He can try to chase me down. I'll be as far as I want out here. So we don't have to fight then. Unless we fight under what? One rule. My rules. My range. Right? Because now you're given so much space. Why do I need to fight at kicking range? I just won't fight you at all. Or I'll make you chase me. Right? I stand out here. So kick all you want. Right? You can be Van Damme. Beautiful kicks. Who else? Muay Thai. Kick all you want. Right? If we want to fight, you're going to fight at on my conditions.
What about the anti-Wing Chun you were telling me about that one day? That one.
God.
Huh? Oh, you mean Choi Li Foot? Same thing. They fight at long range.
Do they really?
That's long range. Yeah, that was designed to try to beat Wing Chun. Again, we don't need to fight then. Right? Like, you give me the exit strategy. If you want to fight long range, fine. I'll run away then. Right? Like, I don't need to fight you. Just walk away. Right? I'll just walk away. I just have to walk a little bit faster than you're walking. Or if you're running, I just walk a little bit faster than the way you run. I just walk away. What's the point? I don't need to fight you. It's your choice. But if we do engage, it's going to be at the range that I like, which is going to be either hurricane.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why like the whole argument, oh, I'll fight you long range. Bullshit, you will. Bullshit. I'm not gonna let you fucking kick me in the head and be like, huh, I'll be right here. It's just perfect enough to hit me. No, I'll just leave. True? Right? So like that argument is for people again that don't understand what's going on, right? And that's why you think of sparring. Sparring's real, right? No, sparring, there's rules, and then there's also you're forced to engage. So if we're sparring and he's Muay Thai karate, and I just stay back, right? What happens? Not much. That's like also in UFC fights. When they're fighting, right, and when they're all constantly staying at range, what does the referee say? If you don't do something, engage, right? Because it's entertainment. They need someone to fight.
Yeah.
Right?
It used to not be that way.
Yeah.